final 2 frames, 9th frame, Joe Bailey leading left lane.
Yep.
Book it, Dano, right? Is that what they say?
Yep.
Joe Bailey's going to be your...
He missed in a little bit on that, caught a little bit of push, but the ball's in such a strong roll state. He's 10 back when he's flush, kicking him off the wall when he's a little bit light. And when you give a quality player a little bit bigger pocket, whether you give them a little bit of left hold or a little bit of right recovery, they're going to put some strikes together.
Well, there you go. We're not going to... Matt Sanders strikes out. He shoots 223. I believe Joe Bailey will just need to get a good count on the first ball. I'm not sure if he would have to spare. If he strikes out, he shoots 259. If you miss your 230, he'd still be in the high 220s. So if Matt needs to strike out here, and that's going to do it.
Nope.
Joe Bailey's going to be your champion here, and he's going to win the 20th anniversary of the 2017 Ebonite Lafayette Open, powered by Savage Bowling. Once again, I want to thank the sponsors: Ebonite, Savage Bowling, Landmark Lanes, Ace Fire Protection, Soapy Joe's Fundraising, and GMAC Graphics, Tim Seifers, Boma Benton, Smith Heating, Cooling, Drain Service, Schomer's Plumbing, and Awards Unlimited for the beautiful Crystal Trophy. And want to thank Greg Holford and his staff at GMAC Graphics for making us a wonderful backdrop. He also provided us staff shirts this year. I want to thank him for that. And it's been a great year, Doug. Great bowling here in the finals. Matt Sanders is going to come up short, but a great performance by Joe.
Yeah, he just found a great line, threw the ball with a lot of confidence. Good aggressive shots on everyone. He's got a shoot. He's going to be in the 250s. Just a great game to put an exclamation point on this particular weekend. Said made the top 32 by being being the leading qualifier in Friday's round. Bowled respectively on Saturday, but nothing lights out. But he took advantage of that spot in the top 32 and just marched right through the field.
All right, that's going to wrap up our broadcast for the bowling portion. We're going to take a quick short break, and we're going to come back with interviews with our champion. Joe Bailey from Ohio wins the 20th Ebonite Lafayette Open, powered by SavageBowling.com. We'll get a quick conversation with Joe, maybe get a quick conversation with Matt Sanders. But exciting weekend, and it's all wrapped up with Joe Bailey winning the title. We'll be back with the interview and the check presentation right after this.
Yeah.
Well, you had some tough matches early to get to the finals, but it seemed like everything just kind of fell into place as you moved on.
I got some really good breaks in the first couple matches to be able to win some games early. And, I mean, when you start getting the good breaks, it loosens up the swing and allows you to feel confident and throw it a little bit better. So.
It seemed like every time you made a ball change in that title match, it was the right decision. I mean, how often does that happen? And man, that has to make you feel good.
The EBI brands and equipment we have out, I mean, we have everything to cover everything. So, I mean, it was just having those balls set up in the right order, and it just happened to fall right in line today. So.
Talk me through early part of the semifinals and the finals. You were throwing a much more aggressive ball. Was that your strategy of saying, hey, I'm going to open that area up and then maybe swing to that spot?
I was actually throwing that ball to try to get it to, I know there was a lot of friction in the front of the lane, but I was actually trying to tame the down lane reaction just to keep it in the pocket, because scores had been pretty low on the fresh all day. So I was just trying to stay right around the hole, make my spares, and it worked out.
Well, you bowl fantastic. And now we're going to present you with the Awards Unlimited Crystal Trophy for your championship. And I'm sure that'll have a nice place on the mantle.
It definitely will.
And with that, the winner's check of $4,000, and been a great weekend for you.
Yes, really good weekend. I mean, I had some issues yesterday when I tried to bowl again just to get some games in, but I think it helped out in the long run today. So.
Well, with this title, you become a new winner, and with that, you'll get an entry into next year's championship. Will we see you back?
We'll definitely be back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the 2017 Ebonite Lafayette Open, powered by SavageBowling.com, Mr. Joe Bailey. We'll be back for next year's event in the first weekend of December, and Savage Bowling TV will be back on the air in February of 2018 for the Indiana High School State Finals. For my partner, Doug Weedman, I'm Scott Gilmore. We'll see you next year live on Savage Bowling TV for the 21st Ebonite Lafayette Open. So long, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm here with David Slavin, owner of Big Four Socks. And David, I've seen a lot of hashtag Big Four Socks. Even Shannon O'Keefe, PWBA Player of the Year, has been seen wearing these socks, and I'm intrigued by them. Tell us the design and what makes these socks so special for a bowler.
Okay, well, first of all, thanks for inviting me to have a little discussion with you. The socks themselves is kind of a brainstorm between a couple other things that I'd always tried. As a bowler, I'd always wore 2 pair of socks, and I have a little narrow foot, and I didn't like my actual foot sliding around in the shoe. So what we've done is obviously Big Four is a bowling term, so we've took the sock itself and we've added extra cushioning in the heel and the forefoot. Basically, that keeps your foot from kind of moving around in the shoe. We've added ribbing around the arch support to give it arch support, because as you're bowling in a tournament, as you know, long formats or even working a shop, working a bowl now, your foot will actually get tired, so your arch will actually drop. So the extra ribbing helps that. And then the material here, the blends, the polypropylene, some acrylics, it basically breathes better than a normal sock. So where most socks are made out of cotton or some lycra and stuff like that, these are made out of blends of material that allows them to breathe. And then a lot of times after you wash a pair of socks once or twice, they'll actually stretch to where they're really hard. We've added compression in these to where they actually bounce back to where they're the original shape. So if you think about it, that's the Big Four. You've got the cushioning, the arch support, the breathability, and the compression in the sock. And you mentioned a couple of people that are wearing the socks. We have quite a few Indiana people here that are wearing them.
Right.
EJ and Ronnie for 2. So the first squad I went through and counted, of the 50 guys, I know that there was about 18 that wear them. So it's a really good product. We have lots and lots of players around the country that wear them. So if you haven't tried them, obviously we've got a website.
Well, I see you have 6 different colors here, and obviously the bright design, so the colors, is that something that was kind of what you thought about? It kind of matches the logo a little bit, or are we going to see more colors as we go on?
We are getting ready to see some more colors, and actually we're coming out with a crew sock, a taller version of the sock. We've had so many people ask us, hey, don't just do the smaller ankle socks, because that's what these are ankles. Some people call them tennis socks. The only thing we'd heard is golfers have said, hey, you need a white pair. And a good friend of mine out of Fort Wayne, Terry Rohr, obviously says, oh, he likes the white the best. So
he's older.
He is, well, you know how Terry is.
Right,
so,
yeah, right.
But so we are coming out with a white sock. It'll be white where these are black and gray here. And then we're also coming out with a taller sock. And I've had so many smaller ladies that don't fit the small, which is 5 to 8. We're coming out with a kids or ladies smaller version.
All right.
And something that a lot of people don't do is we've actually put the size of the sock on it, so you kind of know. So if you're in the shop, to cut down costs for the pro shops and stuff, we just put a simple hanger with the S on it, and the large is a large, XL is an XL, and it helps the pro shops, keeps their costs down and my costs down.
Absolutely. Now, if you don't come to a tournament like we are here right now in this setting to buy a pair of socks, where can you find them at most pro shops right now?
We're working on that. Obviously, being a new company, we're starting out trying to get things going with all the distributors and stuff. So it's kind of slow going, but right now you can visit the website, which is www.bigfoursocks.com. And they're $13 a pair online. That's shipped to you, and then here we sell them at tournaments at $10 specials. So we've got several tournaments coming up. Obviously,
We're here at the Scratch Classic right now.
Yep.
Obviously, one thing I think is great is, you're out there supporting local events and local tournaments, because obviously you're a grassroots company right now, and that's where the grassroots bowling is at. You're going to be at the Ebonite Lafayette Open after this. You're going to be at the Masters. And what other events you're going to be at?
the Ladies Queens. We're doing the Queens tournament also, and I'm also already signed up for the Louisville Derby. So last year we did the Ace Mitchell tournament, the Proprietors Cup. So those were nice events. And basically, as you know, I'm an Indiana bowler, so I'm trying to start locally and visit with guys that I know and get the shops from guys that I know. So Scott Savage, as you know very well, has done some things with us, and they've got them in the shop down there at Greenfield, and it's slow going, but yet it's more took off online than I would have thought. I mean, it's been really crazy. Lots of guys are driving to my shop in Muncie and buying them. It's funny to see guys that are traveling to buy them. So, and it's nice to come to tournaments like this and support the tournament, support our state, and it's something we need to do as bowlers.
Right. Well, if you are following any tournament results anywhere, obviously at PBA, PWBA, and you start seeing this hashtag Big Four Socks, this is where it's coming from. And if you go on to big4socks.com and pick you up 2 or 3 pair, as I would highly recommend, grab one of these cool looking grip sacks. So we want to thank Dave Slavin from Big Four Socks for joining us this afternoon. And again, if you want a great pair of socks, proper feel in the game of bowling is so important, not only from grip, but also in your athletic footwear. Get the right sock. Big4socks.com, get you a pair, and Dave, thanks again.
Thanks, I appreciate it,
All
guys.
right, we'll catch you back for some more bowling action right after this.
Hey Ebonite fans, have you seen the new video of Andrew Anderson and Tommy Jones in the Matrix Solid 10 Strike Challenge? Check it out.
Okay. All right, that's 1. That's 2.
That's a pretty good first one. Get there. Oh, get it. Oh, Tommy, I think you might be out of time, buddy.
So as you can see, Andrew challenged Tommy in the Matrix Solid 10 Strike video. And what we're going to do here today is I'm going to try to beat Andrew at 2 minutes and 25 seconds. I have to throw 10 strikes to beat him. And here to help me with that is Dave Watka. He's going to be pushing the reset buttons, as did Tommy Jones did for Andrew Anderson. Let's hope I can beat him. There's 1. That's got to go. There's 2. Waiting on the bowling balls. Andrew, you get a free bye there, buddy. That's another one. There's 4. Oh, get it, Andrew. Come on, ball. Come on. It's got a hook. 5. That's possibly 6. 6. Come on, ball. Come on, ball. That's no chance, Brooklyn. Carry 5-pin. Carry the 5-pin. Old age is hitting me, D-Wad. Old age is getting me. Andrew's got 17 years on me, roughly. It's got a chance, gotta go. Come on, come on. This might be for the cheese. It's off my hand. Oh! That's it. That's it, right? I get him? Woo! 1 minute and 54 seconds, Andrew. by someone who's old enough to be your father. So, if you want to join this challenge, all you have to do, buy a Matrix Solid, make a video, throw 10 strikes in a row, beat in a minute 54, you yourself can win an EBI bowling ball. Thanks for participating.
Ebonite fan, Andrew Anderson here.
One take video.
That's why it's a one-take video.
Hey bowling fans, Jason Couch here. Look who's back. Took some time off, had a knee surgery. I feel great. I talked to Ebonite about their one-take videos. I said it looked a lot of fun. I said, can I be a part of that? And they said, absolutely. In fact, we have a new ball that we'd like you to show the public. So come on guys, take a peek. Here you have it, the Ebonite Impact. Brand new high performance ball, green, silver, blue. I have a pin up layout and a pin down layout. Let's see how they roll. Six pin out of the gate. See if we can run that down. Felt like I missed a little left. Ball wanted to come up a little sharp. I'm bowling in Mount Dora Bowl here in Florida, not far from my house. A friend of mine, Jay, owns the place and allowed us to come in and film today. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right. What we have here today with this Ebonite Impact is we have the GSV1 cover. Beautiful cover, updated cover. And any of you fans out there that have ever thrown the pivot before from the Ebonite series, we have the CB2 asymmetric core in this ball, which was an original pivot series with an upgraded cover. There's a good one, guys. Got that one nice and clean off my hand. Executed, 10 back. Rolls phenomenal through the pins. Anybody out there that's thrown the Ebonite Choice, great high performance bowling ball from Ebonite that's smooth rolling, very strong. You need something that's going to push through the front of the lane, be a little more responsive down lane later in league night. Definitely go to this ball. Oh, get that 8-pin out of there. 2 good shots in a row. Feeling really good myself. Knee seems to be responding. Good timing for me to come back, start throwing some shots. Got this great new product. Feel really good. Got that one in the oil a little bit. We can talk about that a little bit. Everybody's perfect, or no one's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Got it in the oil. However, it responded in the oil. Shiny ball still responded through the oil. 500,000 factory polish on it. Still has the teeth underneath to get that traction in the oil. A little firm that time, kept it on line, still wants to grab, get through the pins pretty decent. 6 frame coming up, guys. You know what though? I'm a little thirsty. I brought some friends with me today. Love for you guys to meet them. Come on back here and meet my friends. Definitely could use some water. Hi, guys. Ah, some good H2O. I'd like for you guys to meet my friends. TC1, TC2, and TC3. For those of you too young to remember when I was bowling full-time on tour, I'm the only player in PBA history to win 3 Tournament of Champions in a row. And these are my friends. And to get more of my friends, I have to throw more strikes out there. So let's get back to it. See you guys in a bit. All right, back to work. All right, threw that one a little firm. Let's see if we can recover from that. 2 definites in this world you can't do, especially on the typical house shot. You can't throw it hard and get it inside your target. It's never going to read the lane. See if we can adjust from that. Probably my old school theory of coming back from a commercial break, you tend to go high, so it's probably in my system to always throw it firm. All right, covered the 3-pin. You know, within my 3 TSCs, I actually threw the same bowling ball for 2 of them. And I kind of get that performance feel out of this ball where I need in those majors, I need that ball to be clean through the front, but be responsive down lane. And you guys did notice I am wearing my green jersey today. And what do you always see on TV when I make it? The green jersey, why? Green means winning, green means money. Better shot, stayed down and through it. Once again, traction in that oil with a little bit of teeth underneath that polish. You can see that ball cutting right through that oil and going through the pins. All right, let's see if we can build on this one here. All right, much better shot. Got down and through it, good knee bend. Something else, that ball, I'll tell you guys. Just really performs well. We've come a long way with the brand of Ebonite in a short period of time. Everything coming out of there is just rock solid right now. Have to get lucky. Yep. Firm, got around it a little bit. Sometimes it happens. Don't get through it all the way. Throw it a little hard, never wants to read that spot. Gave it a run, see if we can finish this game out right here. I think any of you bowlers that have a few balls in your bag for your league, choice is your go-to ball on the fresh. Probably going to migrate down to maybe a GB3 solid, or maybe even the Impact, depending on how much oil you're bowling on and how much the friction there is on the lanes. But with these 3 balls in your bag, how can you go wrong, right? See, maybe if I could roll that 3-pin like Tommy Jones rolls those 2 pins, and Ronnie Russell, of course, maybe I could shoot a bigger number. Feeling good though, guys. Feeling real good. Game seems to be rounding back in shape. Got about 13 months to the senior tour. Going to get real aggressive in this next year and start really training hard. All right, let's see if we can top this game off right here. See how we do on the fill ball. There you have it, bowling fans. The Ebonite Impact. Fantastic bowling ball for your game. Thank you so much for coming out for my one-take video. See you on the next one.
Official part, bowler A will write down the scores for the entire pair, rip off the card, and leave it behind and take the rest with you. Also, you have until the completion of practice to enter brackets. Games 1, 2, and 3, $2 limited, $5 unlimited, and a high game pot that will page each game and series. You have until the completion of practice to do that. And last but not least, all qualifying squads and match play will be live streamed via Savage Bowling TV. I want to appreciate or thank Chad Lester for taking time out for setting up for live streaming front to back. Every squad, every minute will be on live stream. So if you have someone you want to share that with, it's YouTube Savage Bowling TV. So we're going to turn your lanes on for practice. Do not throw a ball until the pins recycle and give you a full rack. Once you get a full rack of pins, you'll have practice. You'll have at least 15 minutes of practice to get warmed up. So plenty of practice time. Once you get a full rack of pins, you may begin. You can practice on any of your pairs that you cross. Okay, welcome back to Mustang Alley for the 21st Ebonite Lafayette Open, powered by Savage Bowling TV. Hello everyone, I'm Scott Gilmore. And noon squad just about to get started here. They're just beginning practice. A much larger squad at noon than was at 10 a.m. Matter of fact, we have 54 bowlers bowling the noon, so this will be the gauge for where scores are going to fall at the cut line. No guarantees in this squad. I will say though, results from the 10 a.m. squad, I don't have exact scores, but I do know Matthew Farber led the squad with 849. Tommy T-Cats, and Bob Hale, and I believe Shannon O'Keefe were your top 4 guarantees. I don't have exact scores, and I apologize for that. I don't have the updated sheet in front of me as I speak, but I knew it. It took minus, I believe, -4 for the top 4. Now here's the kicker. Shannon O'Keefe guarantees herself into the top 32. She's -4. 6th place last night was -2. That's the importance of bowling those squads that give you a guarantee spot. So, again, we have what I would say a really strong field for the noon squad. Greg Young, Cameron Doyle, Matt Sanders, Ronnie Russell, Jeff Fair, Ken Abner, R.J. Pollard, Mike Kahn, Joe Bailey, Mike Dole, Zach Tackett, Brian Halen, Wesley Lowe, Brett Shepard. These are Gene Perez, Jeffrey Mann. These are the players bowling in this squad. So some really, Stephen Novak from Louisville is here. Another Team USA and highly touted players. We got them all across the board. Matt Gazin is here. So this is a really, really strong squad of players. So those are just to name a few. There's some other players that are as good. Tyler Perry from Vincennes, who's been on a tear for all tournament teams this collegiate season, is bowling this squad. So this is a really strong squad. Zach Rhodes, former Wichita State University player. Matter of fact, his team 2 years ago wins the team event at USBC's in Las Vegas. So just really good players in this. Another player that I didn't even mention, TJ Schmidt. He, a former winner. He's won the State Masters. He's won the Indiana Scratch Classic, Collegiate Bowler of the Year. So I could go up and down and pick out guys, and even just Giselle Pose is here, another top-rated female amateur player. So tons of good bowlers in this squad. It should be really interesting. The pace of play is going to be a little bit slower as we have 54 bowlers. So should be a really fun squad. We'll keep scores posted as quickly as we can. I'll try to get stuff posted that shows the final results from the 10 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. squad. After this squad is completed, we're going to have a pretty good idea, I think, of where we're going to go direction-wise for the cut. So right now, I really don't like to give what the top 32 is because it's really not an indicative number of where things are going to fall. So, but however, you have -6 or -2 was 6th last night, -4 was 4th tonight. This morning, I should say. So that's 10. I think the scores are going to go up a little bit. Plus, we got some bowlers that haven't yet played. So we might have some guys show up at the 3:30 squad too as well. So anyway, sit back and enjoy the broadcast. We'll be coming back later on with some updates. We have about 7-8 minutes left in practice here, and then we'll get this squad started. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. And enjoy the bowling.
How many of them are throwing big bender, really hit the popper hard, and the other guys go right through the pocket and don't get 6 or 5 or something, you know. But I see a lot of people leave the old 10 bend and that.
Yeah, however you look at it, it's still a tough place to do.
Yes, sure is. Yeah, you think, you watch the guy, you think, boy, they're going to really score, and then all once while they throw a washout. We finally won 6 points.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You really should have won 8, but I ain't got no average, but I got average every game for a change. But boy, Scott's strong. He had that shot where it hit really good with that one and leaves that 297 or whatever the hell that odd shot is. It's a 157, isn't it? That's that one where he leaves 2 and then one out on the corner. It'll be interesting to see what they do. How was the score on the first one? That's what I thought they were. It's not normal, is it? Although they're normally not.
There wasn't a lot of people going.
Yeah. Was it too early that shift maybe, or?
Well, I don't know. He's talking about making a late moving back this year. But it also could have been rain, windy this
Well,
morning.
it was very good weather, that's for sure.
It was. I told him when I went to Brookston, I got to about 900. And all of a sudden, it was windy anyway, but it got so hard to go inside. So I got to about 900.
Yeah, it must have been some areas it was very windy because normally if there's wind, we have it up on our place, but
Okay, Boulders, return to your starting pair. Return to your starting pair for the last 5 minutes of practice, please.
Yeah, whatever when they have here, double up there.
yes, you got that right. When they start predicting 40 mile an hour wind, you know, and that, I get all uptight. Then the first thing I want to know, where's the wind coming from, you know?
Yeah, it's coming from the west.
I sure don't want it coming from the west.
Well, that's for us, it's all over the field. It comes out of the south, we face our back and forth, faces the south, off the north, west,
Well, see ours, if it can come from the south, southeast, southwest, then I don't get, I'm always worried about the trees and everything, and they don't get the full brunt of it like you do. If it comes out the north, northwest, and that, man, I get all that stuff right on top of me. That's when I had the last tree go through the house. Come from the northeast of all. Who's that guy there? I don't know him.
Okay, bowlers, hold up on your practice, please. Hold up on your practice. Recycle the pin setters to the first ball. Again, as a reminder, each player will have score sheets stapled together. Bowler A is responsible for writing down the scores for the entire pair. Please rip off the top copy and leave them down by the rail, by the approaches, so we can pick those up after the conclusion of each game and get scores updated and brackets updated. Also, bowlers, the yellow-green scorecards we're going to be passing out as well. You individually are responsible for those scores. That is the official scorecard. However, bowler A will write down scores for each game for the pair on the score sheets, rip off the staple copy, and leave those back. Please recycle 13 and 14 for me, please. Last call for brackets. Games 1, 2, and 3. Side pot $15. We'll pay each game in series. Last call for those behind the tournament office. Behind next 1 and 2. Good luck, good scoring.
Did you want to get in brackets? Oh, they got them practice. Yeah, well.
Only 2 for me score. I was like spinning her. Yelling. Oh, I know. Especially how the front got beat up.
Yeah, I've seen 4 or 5 shots have all been strikes.
Yeah, the first game's usually the highest scores. And then
There's another one. Hell, everybody that's threw a ball so far is struck. Yeah, they do normally go down. left in the house. Don't care about it. He's tired, man. He's tired. Like Michael Jordan. No, that's not. Yeah, Walmart had a great deal, 5 packs of Marvel shirts. Goodwill, baby. Marvel section of Goodwill. Yeah, I went to the shirt store and they had a lot of it. Yeah. Shooting a great big game and gets 5 count. Gets it out too far.
All right, game one has just finished of the noon squad of the 21st into Ebonite Lafayette Open. We'll have scores here in just a little bit as soon as Scott gets those put in the computer. Scoring pace seems to be pretty decent. The first game, it's kind of what we've seen so far, every squad, even the morning squad. And yeah, just stay tuned. We'll get you some more updates here as soon as we get them. Again, they're getting ready to go into game two of the noon squad of the Ebonite Lafayette Open. And thank you for watching.
for the last 5-6 years. Oh, really? On the high average in high school bowling, he's averaging 238. He's kind of your project, isn't he? He shot the youth record last year at 836. That's right. That's why I know that. This is a whole nother world for him now.
All right, welcome back to the 21st Ebonite Lafayette Open, powered by Savage Bowling TV. Hello everyone, Scott Gilmore back in the booth as we talk about squad number 2 today, the noon squad here at the Ebonite Lafayette Open at Mustang Alley. The beautifully remodeled Mustang Alley. Larry Jenkins and Holly Shepard, wonderful job taking over the center and have remodeled it nicely. And if you're in the area and like to bowl and want to have some good food here at the dock, and I highly recommend you stopping by for a visit. So once again, 54 bowlers in this squad, and it's a packed squad. Actually, we could hold 60 roughly or more, but 60 would be a pretty well maxed out squad, and we're almost there. So let's talk about scoring, and this will change the cut drastically. Leading the way after game number 1, Gene Perez with a 253. Nathan Michalowski, remember that name, the high qualifier from last year's event. He starts off his squad with a 243. Joe Bailey, once again, right there, 239. He's already leading the overall standings right now with 888 in the Friday 7 p.m. squad. Jordan Gray with a 239. Chris Safar, 238. Brian Halen, 236. Jeremy Adler, 230. Matt Gazin, 229. Mike Kahn, 228. Rounding out your top 10, Zach Tackett with 215. Right now, we are sitting with 18 guys, even or better. Like I said, this is going, if this holds pace, this is going to drastically change the cut number. Those guys that are 10, 12, 15 under will be looking very closely at this squad. So a lot of guys right around there, tons of guys in the 190s. Right now, minus 10 after game 1 is 30th in this squad. Minus 10 is 30th. That is significantly higher than squad number 1, the 8:30 a.m. squad. So I want to talk about some ladies bowling in this squad. Giselle Pass is here. She is, let me see if I can find her. I am looking and looking, and I apologize. She is down in 40th. She only shot 166, so she's got some work to do to try to get her way back into the cut line. And Holly Pitchford, she is right there in 25th spot. She shot 193, so I'd like to see some more ladies come out here and bowl. Shannon O'Keefe already in the top 32. I believe Jerica Heibel will be possibly bowling here at 3:30, so we'll have to wait and see if we get another female to enter the event. Also notables as we go down through: Matt Sanders 204, Cameron Doyle 203, Steve Novak 198, Jeff Mann 197, Ronnie Russell 192, TJ Schmidt 190, Mike Dole 178, Jeff Fair struggled a little bit there 172, Brett Shepard, a defending or a champion back in 2014, he's down in 39th spot at 168, but a lot can change. We had guys yesterday shoot 140 and then go 230, 230, 190, and then found themselves right there in the plus number. So a lot can happen in 4 games on this pattern. So anyway, stay tuned for some more scoring and enjoy the live stream. And we'll come back with Game 2 updates when they arrive here from Mustang Alley in the 21st Ebonite Lafayette Open, powered by Savage Bowling TV. Thanks for watching. We'll be back.
They just got 5 buckets of beer. Kind of tells you what they're planning on doing, doesn't it? Hell, you just let any old timer sit in here, huh?
next year, it's like they gotta buckle up.
Now you're gonna earn your feed, huh?
Hopefully we'll have things, you know, with the right people, and I'll get to go to some more shows next year. Yeah. We could go through the winter, but it's not really worth it if the weather's bad. Why put them in a risk of having an accident?
That puts
It's not
everything
like
in
we're
it.
gonna spend tons of money showing horses.
Well,
costs
see, you're enjoying it.
I know, but it costs, and we don't have to do it if there's a blizzard out, you know? Some
You don't
people
need to be doing 20
All right, welcome back to the 21st Ebonite Lafayette Open, powered by Savage Bowling TV. Scott Gilmore back in the booth with some updates to the noon squad here. 54 bowlers bowling the noon squad, and whoa. I don't know if you saw that spare hit in front of, looked like the six pin and bounced clear across the whole deck. I don't know if you saw that on lane 14 or not, but it just caught my eye as I was looking at the screen there. Anyway, again, as I said, this is going to change the cut score as we thought it could be, right? So, Gene Perez, back-to-back good games. He's leading the squad. He's 83 over. He shoots 230 his second game. In second place is Nathan Michalowski. He shot 219. He's at 462. Chris Seyfarth, just steady Eddie, right? 220 his second game. He's at 458. Joe Bailey right there again at 442. TJ Schmidt shoots 237 his second game to jump to 427. And Giselle Poss, she shoots 253 to jump all the way from like 39th or 40th after game one to now in 6th. As I said earlier, a lot can happen, right? 220 or 30 games are going to jump you a lot of spaces, a lot of spots, and she did. She goes up to 6th at 419. She goes around her boyfriend, Matt Gazin, at 416. Mike Lish in 8th at 415. And then Jeff Mann and Brian Halen are tied in 9th and 10th for 414. In 11th is Daniel Freeman at 405. Zach Tackett and Jeremy Adler are at 404. John Riffle is at 403 in 14th spot. That is the 14 bowlers that are plus. In 15th spot it drops all the way down to -7 at Jacob Lewis. So, but he goes to 175, 218. So he improved his scores immensely there in that game too, and was able to jump up near the top. But so a lot is going on right here. A lot can happen. Big game, you can jump a lot. So think about that as you watch. I know you can't really see all the scoring there. You can see some. As Ken Abner gives a wry fist pump there. I know he's struggling here to begin his noon squad. And so has Jeff Fair. So Jeff is struggling too as well. He's -61 after 2. Mike Dole also struggling at -46. So still some big names. Brett Shepard not too far out of it at 364. Steve Novak is 362. Ronnie Russell 377. Mike Kahn 381. Cameron Doyle 381. Jordan Gray, who had a big game the first game, really struggled game 2, but he's only he's at 382. So you can make up a 140 game on this very easily with another big game, even though it's hard to shoot big games. So. But anyway, that's your scoring after 2 games here in the noon squad. So a lot can go on, and we hope you enjoy watching some of the live stream here. We're trying to give you a big panoramic look of almost the entire center. So gives you a good idea of what's going on and who's bowling, and watch it in nice high def here via Savage Bowling TV. And once we get this squad wrapped up, obviously we'll take a short break. We'll come back with the 3:30 squad. We'll probably be running just a little bit behind as bowlers are about halfway through game number 3. We hope to be close to 3:30 as possible, but demanding pattern, and you can see a myriad of different reactions and 5 counts and 6 counts, and then you see some high flush shots. So a lot of angles, a lot of different balls being thrown. It's very interesting to watch. So if you're tuning in, I hope you enjoy it, and we'll be back with more scores when they come around. So thank you for watching the 21st Ebonite Lafayette Open here on Savage Bowling TV from Mustang Alley in Lafayette, Indiana. We'll be back.
to. I don't even play this anymore. Hey, I just brought the golf club instead. I didn't bring any equipment. Where are you going to? Where are you going to?
Hey, Doug. He's thinking about a ball change at this point. What do you suggest if he does it?
I don't know what he's got in his bag.
He's got all the, he's got the Blackhawks, he's got the Paradox, he's got the...
Why does he want to change?
He just said no change. I'm like, talk to Doug. Hey, Greg. Hey, what's the 24-hour? Thank you, guys.
I'm one night a week.
The lanes, the pattern gets so chopped up, it's really hard to go back to where you were.
See how he does. Bye, bye, guys.
forward putt. And then, remember what I said last time, don't get the ball wider than 10. Look at the line right along the dartboard to the pail, and that's it. So, right now there's no room to miss because everything is breaking out.
All right, welcome back to Savage Bowling TV's broadcast of the 21st Ebonite Lafayette Open. Scott Gilmore here back in the booth, and results for Noon Squad after Game 3. And Nathan Michalowski just chipping away at it, right? He takes over the lead from Gene Perez. He shoots 218 in Game 3 now at 680. Gene Perez right there at 676. And then there's a big drop-off. Matt Sanders shoots 238 Game 3, jumps way up at 629. Chris Safar struggled there in Game 3, but he's right there at 620. Matt Gazin's tied with him at 620. Jeffrey Mann, 617. Joe Bailey shoots 167 to go 609. Giselle Poss, she shoots 190. She's at 609. Brian Halen's at 605. Zach Tack at 603. And Mike Lish at 602. So scores coming down there a little bit. After game 2, we had 14 guys plus. Now we only have 11 bowlers plus. John Riffle at 587. TJ Schmidt shoots 160 game 3. He's at 587. And then Ronnie Russell and Jordan Gray round out the top 15 at 585. So as we watched here now, the course is scores come way down a little bit. You're starting to see some more transition in the lanes, a lot more players. So the more the bowlers, the more the transition. And some guys are figuring out and others are not. But again, getting tricky out here as scores now have come down slightly. So we'll have to see how this squad wraps up. But some guys are working away at it. And we'll see if some guys can make a run. And you're probably going to see a few guys probably try to re-enter here for the third squad or at 3:30. And we'll see how that takes shape too as well. So anyway, we're through 3 games complete. We'll have more standings, and we'll post these on the Ebonite Lafayette Open event page on Facebook. And Chad, I'm sure we'll post some things on Savage Bowling TV. So we hope you're enjoying the broadcast of the 21st Ebonite Lafayette Open powered by Savage Bowling TV. I'm Scott Gilmore. We'll be back with some more updates as soon as we get those, and we'll try to get updates before we close out the squad's live stream. If not, we'll have those posted on the TV page on Facebook. So thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the noon squad here on Savage Bowling TV. Shannon wanted to come down. Is this your coat?
Are you going to be talking to Shannon? You can bring it this way, Scott.
It's fine, right there.
Turn that down.
All right, welcome back to the live stream here at Mustang Alley in Lafayette, Indiana for the 21st Ebonite Lafayette Open powered by Savage Bowling TV, and got a special guest who has already bowled. Joining me in the booth is Shannon O'Keefe, and welcome to Lafayette,
Thanks.
Shannon.
Thank you.
First time bowling. Excited to have, I got the email from Matthew and Farber, and he said, hey, Shannon's going to bowl at 8:30, so I thought, cool. So, obviously, first off, let's talk about your morning squad. Steady Eddie is what we would say, right?
Yeah, I had too many shots that I didn't like, and everyone seemed to result in an open. But whatever, it's enough. It's all you need. It just has to be enough. So definitely learned. I definitely can see hindsight, stepping back and looking at it, and now watching another squad maybe where I made some mistakes, but it's okay.
What was the game plan going in after practice? What did you see?
Well, I knew they were going to be tough, which is what I love. I love hard tournaments, which is why I decided to come bowl. But I just knew controlling the head pin, really, and making your spares was going to be key. For me, it was keeping the ball in front of me was really, really important to start. 44 feet with a little bit heavier volume. Keeping the ball in front of me, use something stronger, but I was bowling on the same pair as Cameron Doyle, and after the 15 minutes of practice, we blew up the heads so quick. Started with like the front three and then threw a bad shot, and then split on two really good shots. So I just had to move, and then was kind of behind it the whole rest of the day and kind of faked it is how I felt like I was bowling, but it was enough.
That's one thing you'll find here, an older AMF HPL surface, a lot of friction built in.
Early,
so
yep.
We kind of try to combat that a little bit with running a little bit of a longer pattern and to try to get him to hold up, because in the past the heads have gone away.
Yeah, sure.
So as you moved, did you see a difference when you went from one end of the house to the next?
I really didn't. For me, it was very similar for me from pair to pair. It just boiled down to making good shots. When I made good shots, and I don't want to say aced it off my hand, but the really good ones, my ball was doing all the right things. It was the not great ones where that was really what was evident that I wasn't in the right part of the lane. But when I threw really good shots, it was doing what I needed it to do. And so I was like, just bail this out here. Just keep making good shots and try to get through this, and hopefully it's enough.
So let me ask you, we'll switch from this event as we'll ask you what your game plan might be going into Sunday morning. But what does it, when you hear Shannon O'Keefe, PWBA Player of the Year, what's that like?
It's awesome. It's just a lot of hard work and a lot of tears and frustration. It's all worth it. It still kind of seems surreal at times. This is where I'm very unique and really hard on myself. So obviously I had a great season, but I look at the few tournaments that I struggled, and so I look at my season like, it was okay. And other people think that that's crazy. Even my husband thinks that that's crazy. He's like, you had an awesome season. So if you're telling me that if any other name was attached to your resume from this past season, it would be a great year, I'm like, oh, yeah, of course.
Right.
But because it's me, it's just not good enough. And so it's been in the bowling center every day. I mean, it is helpful being a collegiate coach. I'm in the center every day with the kids anyways. And so I just put on my shoes and I just practice. And they push me and make me want to be better. And so a lot of that, a lot of reading, a lot of mental work, and continuing to journal. I journal a lot. And then picking up workouts in the gym is big, because what I did last year is no longer good enough. And so how do I
top that?
How do I get better? Not even top it, just how do I make it better? How do I make the tournaments that I didn't perform very well better? How do I not necessarily avoid that, but just make them better?
Right.
And so I'm, again, yes, it's awesome. It's surreal. It's, bucket list item. Ask me 10 years from now, it's going to be a different answer. But right now I look and reflect on the tournaments that didn't go well, and I'm like, okay, what do I need to do to get better? I actually had texted all of our ball reps when the season was over. I got home from the Dominican with Team USA. It was after tour trials, and I asked them what, like, honest, like, no BS. What do I need to work on?
Right.
What needs to be better? What can I improve upon? Because they watched me bowl almost every game, you know, throughout the entire season, and got some good feedback. And so, working hard.
Well, you know, the previous year you had, which many would consider a great, fantastic year, right? So you switch brands, as we talked about earlier. You go from Deviate to EBI, and how has that transition been for you, and how important has it been, as you said, the support system behind that?
I just really felt that at this point in my career, as I'm starting to get older, I need to do what's best for me, and I need to know that I have the support and the confidence behind me. Bowling balls, to me, are bowling balls. You know, if you're good enough, you can make them work. It is nice to have a lot of options. Sometimes I feel like I may have too many options, but we have a lot of really great eyes behind. We have Sean Ryan, we had Rob Gottschall at times, we had Brian O'Keefe, and we had Josh Blanchard. So we had 4 dedicated ball reps on the PWBA tour. On top of that, we have some of the best women bowlers on tour on our staff, and we do share a lot of information. And so being able to have that support and being able to work together in practice sessions, like we would all practice together. So let's say the paddock was on behind lanes 1 and 2. As an entire staff, we would always start furthest from the paddock and practice together for the first 30, 45 minutes of a practice session. And not even so much that we're just sharing information, but just so we can watch and see what's going on. But then it also made it easier on the ball reps, too. But it's just working as a team, and it was a true essence of a team. I grew up a softball player, and so it just really felt like home. It felt like this is what I should be doing. This is the way it should feel. And so then being able to have incredible equipment on top of all the support with incredible ball reps that have the utmost confidence in me, I think really kind of pushed it over the edge.
Now, as you proceed, you know, how for you, I guess, from a career standpoint, how nice is it to see the PWBA come back for you? And not only for now that you're a coach, for your young players that aspire to be that way. Isn't it rewarding?
It's
it's very awesome that it's come back into play.
So I didn't start bowling until I was 16. I was a softball player growing up. But I bowled for about a year and a half on the old tour right before it folded. And when it folded, it was devastating. Not so much for me because I was like, I'm going to step away and get my amateurism back and bowl Team USA. Like, that's kind of what my plan was. But as it folded, you just don't ever think that's going to happen. And so all my friends and these women that I looked up to, now they don't have a job, and that it was awful. And so for 12 years, we had nothing. Team USA is all that we had. And so to compete at the highest level, that I've been on the team for 14 years because that is where I wanted to be. In order to compete at that level, that's where you needed to be. And so when the tour came back, it was just incredible timing for me because I had just started coaching at McKendree, and I have an amazing athletic director and support system there that they want me bowling. They want me competing because anytime that I'm doing well, it's attached to McKendree, and that's just, it's good marketing, I guess.
Right, yeah, great brand awareness.
Yeah,
right.
And so the timing of it is just perfect, and the fact that it's over the summer, it allows me to do both jobs. I can wear both hats, and I can do them successfully. The first year was a challenge because I didn't want to take time during the heart of our collegiate season, which is February, March, and April, away from the kids and their needs in order to practice. But it was really, after that first year, was really trying to find the right balance of making sure the kids have everything that they need to prepare them for a national championship, but then also making sure that I'm taking care of myself and making sure I'm ready for when the tour starts. The coolest part about all of it is now when I'm recruiting, now when I ask these girls what is their dream, like what do they want to do, and 90% of the time they say, well, I want to be a professional bowler. In the first year and a half or so that I was coaching and recruiting, that wasn't the answer. And now it is. And so being able to nurture that and understand that passion and that drive, but then also understand what it takes to do it and do it successfully, it's very beneficial for me to help kind of mold and shape them and push them in the right direction.
Well, let's shift gears away. Now you've made the cut. You finished in the top 4 in the 8:30 a.m. squad. as you've seen the fresh, now it's a race, right? Best 2 out of 3 matches for tomorrow morning.
Yep.
What do you have a strategy and plan, or
just going to execute? I'm very confident in who I am as a player. I know what I bring to the table, and not getting, lost into what other people are doing on the lanes. I'm just going to do what I feel is best for me and just execute and make my spares, and hopefully that's enough.
When you look at the field,
yeah.
I mean, this is essentially like bowling in a major stop, because you see some of the young talent, and you do have some PBA champions here, and now yourself a PWBA Player of the Year, multiple-time champion. What would it mean to win? How important to you is it to win every time you come out?
Well, I don't put on my shoes unless I think I can win. I just love to compete. So for me, having the opportunity to put my shoes on and compete is really what it is. This is kind of our off season, and the kids just finished up their first semester. This time last year I was bowling the World Championships. I think the year before that I was bowling something else. And so since we've lived in the St. Louis area, we haven't been able to get up here and bowl this. And this is the first year that I've been available to bowl. And so when Matt brought it up to me, I was like, heck yeah, I'm bowling. Let's do this, because there's just something about competitive games. I practice a ton, but there's a different mindset that needs to come into play when you bowl competitively. And the fact that you're bowling on a challenging condition and not a strike fest is appealing to me. And so this is awesome. Being able to bowl a tournament like this where the field is so strong and still be able to rise to the occasion and win it would just be awesome. It just would continue to build my confidence.
Well, you do have some great players that have won in the past. You have, just noting, Eugene McCune, E.J. Tackett, just to name a few, several past PBA champions and highly successful amateurs. Joe Bailey defending it last year. What would it be like to be the first woman to win?
That'd be
21
fun.
years, it's a long run.
Yeah, time to end it.
Right, yeah, there you go, yeah. Yeah, put your stamp on it, right?
Yeah, that'd be fun. It would be nice. It's always fun to compete with the guys. Brian, my husband, is from Rochester, New York, and so every weekend, it seemed between September and Labor Day, there was something to bowl on conditions like this for $2,000 to $5,000. And so I was a weekend warrior before the tour and before other stuff, and that's just kind of what I did. And so this feels like home to me. This is kind of what my weekends were always about. And I was actually just thinking of texting my friend that I used to travel with all the time and telling him that I'm back on the weekend warrior train for at least a weekend, and that I was thinking about him, because this is just kind of what it was for me for a long time, and I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
Well, we appreciate you coming out and participating in the event. It's always nice to have not only are you a great player, but you're very, I always tell everybody you're very approachable, and I think, as bowling moves forward, we need to have more players that love to have, because you have young kids watching you at all the time, and they want to be in your footsteps, right?
Yeah, so I had a really crazy experience, not to kind of go off topic, but playing softball, I had this woman that I idolized, and I was so excited. I signed up for a camp. I was so excited. I talked about it for weeks. I couldn't wait. Couldn't sleep. So excited to meet her. I got in the gym, and I had butterflies. I was so excited. And I finally get up to meet her, and I wanted her to sign my glove. And she was talking to a friend, and I don't think she even looked at me, and she signed it, just kind of threw it back at me. And I was so devastated. And at 12 years old, I remember telling my dad, I don't care what happens in my life, but I will never intentionally treat somebody like that, because that was devastating for me. This woman I put on this pedestal that I wanted to be like, my practices were because I wanted to be like this softball player, and to have that type of interaction was just so heartbreaking for me at 12 years old. And it's just crazy how life happens and unfolds, because now I'm in this position where I do know that there's a lot of little girls out there that know who I am, and they look up to me, and it's just part of, I think it's my job. I think it's my job to make sure that I'm continuing to pave the way for them as those before paved the way for me. And so I just feel like you're
an ambassador to the game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're on TV every weekend, when we watch you in the summertime, and when you carry yourself in the manner you do, I mean, you're going to have a lot of followers.
Oh, well, thanks.
But tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock is when the matches start, and I have just a slight feeling that she might be towards the end of the day. Maybe we'll see her in the championship. So.
I hope so.
All right, Shannon O'Keefe, PWBA Player of the Year, and she's going to be bowling in match play tomorrow morning here at the Lafayette Open. Thanks for watching.
Stay tuned.
Shannon.
Thanks.
All right.
All right, welcome back to Savage Bowling TV for the noon squad. It's just finishing up. We're going to go ahead and go off the air. We should be on here within the next half hour or so. We'll give a little warning to you all. The squad is running just a little bit behind. They still have to re-oil for the 3:30 squad. And, yeah, just thanks for watching, and we'll see you here in just a few minutes.